Hey there, this is your pal Pally, and welcome back to Get Her Raid. Warlords of Draenor beta testing continues on with some more heroic mode bosses. Choo choo! It's time to play with trains in this next encounter in Blackrock Foundry. Operator Thogar has the railway savvy to beat you down with the clickety-clack. As always, mechanics can change from the time a fight is beta tested to when it is actually released live. So yeah, trains! I'm prepared to have people dropping down those toy train sets in raid all the time in this counter. So the main pieces of this fight are really fairly simple. The boss itself has very few mechanics, and those he has are simple. Throw on trains roaring through the quarters of the room, and it gets a bit more hectic. Then add in some of those trains stopping and letting some adds off to beat on you, and you get a very interesting encounter. Before you get antsy about random trains running you over in your nightmares, it seems like the pattern is predictable, so I'm sure boss mods will help, or we'll see. Let's go into the very simple boss mechanics, then talk about the adds, and finally the trains. So Operator Thogar has a very simple tank swap mechanic. It's called Enkindle, and is simply a fire dot that will stack and make you take more damage from it for more stacks. Not sure what the threshold for swapping will be, but probably 3 or 4 is a good guess. He also throws prototype pulse grenades out on random raid members. If you are in the small radius of the pulse, you will be sucked into the center of it, and you will take 26k nature damage per second until you escape from it. Really simple, don't stand in this mechanic. But it does force you a little bit to spread out, because you don't want your whole raid getting hit with one of these, and then trying to move out. It's very light damage anyway, so not a big deal, but things to watch out for. Lastly, the boss can buff any nearby adds with an ability called Berating. I guess he insults them and they do better, kind of like how some raid leaders treat their raid groups. But since this is dealing with the adds, here is a perfect segue to talk about those. So adds will come out periodically on trains that stop. You have to defeat the waves of adds in order for the train to depart. And in some cases, that is critical, as all of the other tracks may be occupied by incoming trains. Basically, adds are priority. The trains that stop will have a variety of adds, so it's important to know which ones are priority and which ones are AoE fodder. Iron crack shots are fodder, just simply shooting you and throwing out grenades here and there. Iron Raiders need to be tanked due to their heavy bleed damage, but are also pretty much AoE fodder. Gromkar Firemenders are high priority targets to interrupt and focus down quickly. They will heal other adds for up to 20% of their health, and have a nasty nuke. Lock these guys down hardcore. Likewise, the Gromkar Man-at-Arms needs to be a priority target. He will cast Iron Bellow over and over, inflicting a hefty amount of physical damage to the entire raid, between 30 and 40% of your health sometimes. He will also charge around occasionally, doing damage to random raid members. So that covers the adds that actually come out from the trains, but there are 3 more types of trains that stop that we need to cover. First up is an Iron Gunnery Sergeant train. This add you'll have to have ranged target and burn down before it goes away. He will shoot bombs into the air at random raid members. If you get hit by the bomb, it will do about 100k damage to you. It will embed in the ground, and after 30 seconds, the bombs will explode. This gets tricky, because you'll probably not be paying attention to these 30 seconds after they arm. So it would be helpful for range to be in the same general area to have these bombs also land in that same general area. Then you can avoid them later on. Next, the Obliterator Cannon simply fires a mortar shell into the air, which rains fire down to the ground for 30 seconds. If you stand in the flames, you get a stacking fire dot called Burning for 15 seconds. Again, need to get this cannon out of here quickly. Lastly, the Deforester is a train with a cannon that you don't have to DPS, but will move very slowly across the tracks, spraying fire on the entire platform in a line. There is no way to avoid getting hit by it, you just need to quickly get through it, as it applies a stacking fire dot. Deterrence and all that kind of fun immunity type stuff will prevent the dot from applying, so abuse away. So that's all for the main mechanics of this fight. Mainly the strategy comes down to dealing with each of the trains as they come. You'll quickly get the patterns of the trains, and then it's just sort of executing on it. So like maybe you know that the first train comes over here, then the next two are going to be way over here, so you can just chill here until the fourth one with the adds comes, and then you want to get it gone because you know 3 trains are coming at once next, etc., etc. Dealing with each of the trains' content individually is all the strategy is. When cannons come up, get them down. When trains come with important adds, like the Firemender and Man-at-Arms, lock them down. The last tip here is probably the most important thing for everyone in the raid to know. You can figure out which track is going to have the next incoming train by looking at the torches above the doors. When those light up, here comes a train. Sometimes the doors will also swing open, but that didn't seem to be reliable on beta. So watch the torches, and you'll be okay. You'll have maybe 2 to 3 seconds after you see the torches lit to get off the track. If you don't, well, everyone dies, and you all laugh. That's it for this guide on Operator Thogar Heroic. Tanks swap off for Enkindle stacks, and pick up important adds as they come from the trains. Healers, be wary when Man-at-Arms are up and Deforesters are plowing through your raid. DPS, kill adds quickly, and avoid pulse grenades, bombs, and trains. Thanks for watching, and as always, please comment, like, and subscribe to the video if you found it helpful, and have a good one!